What's up, guys, and welcome back to my next video. Hope you're all doing fine, and let me remind you, today I'm reading the second part of this story I started yesterday. The story was the Memento, the good story by O. Henry. And for the newcomers, let me introduce myself once again. So, my name is Andrew. I'm reading here at my show, let's name it this way. It is my reading show. I host here for 282 days in a row, no missings. So today is the next day, and we're gonna continue with the second part of the story. And let's just do this. All right. So you saw two amid the black cloth, mainly masculine patrons of select wonder wheel, 100 hands raised with the hope of staying the flight of the brilliant aerial token. 40 weeks of the best circuits. This act had brought Miss Rosalind Ray for each or 2 years. She did other things during her 12 minutes, a song and dance, imitations of 2 or 3 actors who are but imitations of themselves, and a balancing feat with a stepladder and feather duster. But when the blossom-decked swing was left down from the flies, and Miss Rosalind sprang, smiling into the seat with the golden circlet, conspicuous. I knew the meaning, but I forgot it. Conspicuous. In the smiling into the sea, conspicuous in the place whence it was soon to slide and become a soaring and coveted guerdon. Then it was that the audience rose in its seats as a single man of, or presumably so, and engrossed and speciality that made Miss Ray's name a favorite in the booking offices. At the end of the 2 years, Miss Ray suddenly announced to her dear friend Miss Ramanda that she was going to spend the summer at an antediluvian village on the north shore of Long Island, and that stage would see her no more. 17 minutes after Miss Lenide Darmonde had expressed her wish to know the whereabouts of her old chum, there were sharp raps at her door. Doubt not that it was Rosalind Ray. At the shrill command to enter, she did so with something of a tried flutter, and dropped a heavy handbag on the floor. Upon my word, it was Rosalind, in a loose, travel-stained often vileness coat, closely tied brown veil, with yard-long flying ends, grey walking suit, and tan Oxfords, with lavender on gaiters, over gaiters. When she threw off her veil and hat, you saw a pretty enough face, now flushed and disturbed by some unusual emotion, and restless large eyes with discontent marring their brightness. A heavy pile of dull auburn, au- auburn, auburn hair, hastily put up, was escaping in crinkly waving strands, and curling small locks from the confining combs and pins. The meeting of two was not marked by the effusion vocal, gymnastical, osculatory, and cata- catechetical, catechetical, that distinguishes the greetings of their unprofessional sisters in society. There was a brief clinch, two simultaneous liable dabs, and they stood on the same footing of the old days, very much like that short situations of soldiers or of travelers in foreign wilds at the welcomes between the strollers at the corners of their crisscross roads. I've got the whole room two flights up above yours, said Rosalind. But I came straight to see you before going up. I didn't know you were here till they told me. I've been in since that last of April, said Lanier. And I'm going on the road with the Fatal Inheritance Company. We open next week in Elizabeth. I thought you'd quiet the stage, Lee. Tell me about yourself. Rosalind settled herself with a skillful wriggle on top of Miss Dramanda's wardrobe trunk, and leaned her head against the papered wall. From long habit, those can peripatetic leading ladies and their sisters make themselves as comfortable as though the deepest armchairs embraced them. I'm going to tell you, Lynn, she said, with a strangely sardonic, and yet carelessly resigned look on her youthful face. And then tomorrow I'll strike on the old Broadway trail again and wear some more paint off the chairs in the agent's offices. If anybody had told me any time in the last 3 months up to 4 o'clock this afternoon that I'd ever listen to that leave your name and address rod of the booking bunch again, I'd have given them the real Mrs. Fisk love. Loan me a handkerchief, Lynn. Gee, but those Long Island trains are fierce. I've got enough soft coal cinders on my face to go on and play Topsy without using the cork. And speaking of corks, got anything to drink, Lane? Mr. Monday opened the door of the washstand and took out a bottle. There's nearly a pint of Manhattan. There is a cluster of carnations in the drinking glass, but pass the bottle. Save the glass for company, thanks. That hits the spot. The same to you. My first drink in 3 months. Yes, Lynn, I quit the stage at the end of the last season. I quit it because I was sick of the life, and especially because my heart and soul were sick of man, of the kind of man we stage people have to be up against. You know what the game is to us. It's a fight against them. All the way down the line, from the manager who wants us to try his new motor car to the bill posters who wants to call us by our front names. And the men we have to meet after the show are the worst of all. The stage door kind and the manager's friends who take us to supper and show their diamonds and talk about seeing Dan and Dave and Charlie for hours. They're beasts and I hate them. I tell you, Lynn, it's the girls like us on the stage that out to be pitied, pitied. It's girls from good homes that are honestly ambitious and work hard to rise in their profession but never do get there. You hear a lot of sympathy sloshed around on chorus girls and they're $15 a week. Piffle. There ain't a sorrow in the chorus that a lobster cannot heal. Alright, guys. The story goes on and we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen next. But tomorrow. See you tomorrow then on the next part. Thank you for joining me today and see you. Bye.